with Sunshine and Hurricane Resell, here to talk to you today about my obsession with vintage purses. So if you are new to my channel or new to watching one of my videos, I am on a reseller journey to hopefully become debt-free by the end of 2020. That's my goal. I use things that I have and resell them, things that are given to me by family and resell them, things that I may have found and resell them, so many different places. But I also have a lot of things myself that I have thrifted along my journey in life, and or someone gave me something fantastic. So I'm gonna share a couple of those things with you today. If anything I have said has inspired you to follow a passion that you may have or something that you really feel passionate about and you would like to do, I hope that we can inspire each other and hold each other accountable. So I am currently on the hunt for more vintage handbags. When I go out sourcing, I don't find a lot of them anymore. I used to find them all the time, which that could be that there's a lot of resellers in the game right now, or that could be because people are just learning that they should probably hold on to certain things that could possibly be considered timeless or just really cool and may come back later. So it's kind of hard to find vintage purses these days, but I am on the hunt for them because I want to restore them. I want to get them looking new again and hopefully resell some of them. Some of them I'm still in a bad habit of keeping certain things, but I haven't been buying a lot of stuff recently. I swear I haven't. I just want to talk about a few of the favorite vintage purses I have that I own that I love. And the first one is this. I love this purse, okay? This purse was given to me by my grandmother. Given meaning I asked her could I have it a whole bunch of times, and she eventually gave it to me. She actually passed away in 2017. So now all of the purses that she had given to me mean a whole lot more than they did before because it's things that I have of hers. But I've had this one for about 10 years. I begged her to give it to me. I love it. It's like patent leather. It's got rusted like brass or something here. I'm not sure if this is some sort of, I don't know what this handle is made out of, but it's really cool. I know you can't really see like the detail, but it's really cool. And I love the stitch work. I love that it's like a square. It's the cutest little bag. I love this bag. Second favorite vintage handbag I own. I'm not gonna say the name correctly because I don't know designer names like that, but I think is it Rodo? It's R-O-D-O, but it's the most adorable Italian handbag, and it's, you know, this very loud fuchsia color and then purple, and I love the handles. Love the leather here, but the handles are what made me grab it when I got it. I found this, I don't know, 6-7 years ago at a random shop in Garland, and I was like, this has to come home with me. And it's so delicate. Like, I don't carry it often because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna ruin it because the material is very delicate. I don't know if I can't necessarily say it's silk, but it's tricky fabric. Love this bag. Okay, my third favorite bag, and 3 being my favorite number, is my old school Louis Vuitton Speedy that I have. My little Speedy bag. I carry this bag probably, I don't know, 30% of the time when I carry a purse. So I carry it a lot. I have officially lost my key to my lock. I have lost my key. And I have broken off the tab on my zipper because I use the bag so much. The zipper still works fine. I just don't have my leather tab anymore. But I love vintage Louis Vuitton bags because I love when the leather starts to get aged and dark like this and like kind of oiled up. I'm not a big fan of when I don't know, like when they're new and they're like that light tan color and they just don't have their wear yet. It just doesn't have the same effect for me. It doesn't do the same thing, but I love this little purse. I've had this for a really long time. and it was already old when I got it. But I also bought this resale. Yes, I got this for myself, and it's one of my favorites. Some of you guys have been following me on Instagram as well, my family and my friends, and you may or may not have seen my lovely vintage Coach bag, Coach shoulder bag. I love the old Coach bags that look like this with the little buckle right here that you twist. I love these. Love the leather from this era too. Oh, it's so soft. I also have like a big crossover that has the same leather feel. I just didn't bring it down. But this is one of my favorite things. Love it. It's in really good condition too. Even on the inside, like the tag, even though it's a vintage Coach, it's in really good shape. You know, it's not ripped or torn in here. It doesn't have any major stains. That's a good thing to look for if you really do like vintage purses. Like, really inspect the inside. Now, this purse needs some love. It needs some restoration to it, and I have every intention of doing so. But the edges, in immaculate condition. You know, a lot of the vintage purses, you look around the edges, and they'll be worn down and tore up around the edges. But this one, I don't know what... The place I found this, I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, I probably should have resold this one, but I'm not going to, okay? This is one of those things that sells well on eBay, is vintage Coach purses. So my next favorite vintage purse is my first Poshmark purchase, okay? This is what helped me become a Posh ambassador, because you have to leave a love note. That's part of the requirements, but you can't leave a love note if you haven't bought anything. So yeah, I can't just be a seller. Sometimes I need to be a buyer, and I have absolutely no problem with that. You have to treat yourself, and I have every intention of restoring this loveliness. Isn't she pretty? Vintage Dooney. Oh, she's lovely. Okay, this bag, the way the girl advertised it, I was like, for sure this bag is gonna be in horrible shape, but I still think she's pretty. I want her. I get it, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. This bag is not in nearly as bad a shape as she made it seem, and now she's mine. Now she comes to my collection of vintage purses, and I love her. So I have big plans for this bag. I'm gonna restore her. Again, it has that aged look to the handles, kind of like the Louis Vuitton bag that I love that look. And the Dooney does that as well with this all weather leather. I also plan on getting on eBay at some point and getting the strap. I'm gonna see if I can find somebody selling a vintage shoulder strap so I could actually wear this as a crossbody body strap. So this is another favorite. Last but not least, one of my favorite vintage purses of all time, my top favorite one. I don't carry it as much anymore because I'm deathly afraid that I'm gonna do something to it or it's gonna get damaged, or I just don't. My grandmother gave this to me as well. Probably over a decade ago, and the purse itself is like the tag in the inside, the design of it, it's probably dating back to maybe 50s, 60s. So it's in excellent condition to be that old. It is this bag. This is my favorite vintage purse that I own. I love this bag so much. And, you know, again, this one took my grandma some convincing to just give it to me. So I don't, like I said, don't carry it very often because I don't want anything to happen to it. It's got this snake print. I don't even know. It could be real snake skin, to be honest. Still in pretty good condition. Okay, I love the opening here. Love that you just clamp together. Love this. This metal, if you look inside here, looking at that tag, a Life Stride handbag, just look at how this tag looks. It's just, you know it's old. So all of the vintage purses I own, and this is probably not even half of the vintage purses I own, because that's kind of my jam. That's my thing. But this one is my favorite. Your grandma probably has treasure. And my grandma always was a very thrifty, very savvy shopper. But she had some gems in her closet. I remember one point begging her for her box of costume jewelry. She would not give that to me. But purses, we negotiated, and this is definitely my favorite among all the ones that she's ever given to me. This is my favorite one. I hold this one dearly. It is my treasure. So, I want to thank you all for joining me today to talk about my vintage purse obsession and the little stories behind some of them. And hopefully you will subscribe and continue to follow my journey and just my strange videos about things that are interesting to me and that pertain to resale, vintage, thrifting, you know, inspiring each other to follow a passion for something that we want. And I want to be a successful reseller, so I'm gonna keep going.